Sorry, if I'm live, I don't know I'm live, and um, wow. All right. Holy crap. Go offline. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I had a weird thing happen right there. I don't know if anybody's even watching. I got three of you. Okay. Um, my internet flickered right before I went on here, and I lost connection. And they said I was live. Then it said I wasn't alive, and I don't know. So we got to figure it out. Took me a minute to get it back up and running. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday night live stream. Mike Hurd of Black Blizzard Retrievers. Sorry for the goofy glitches. I didn't have anything really organized as far as structured stuff to talk about dog related. However, I do want to give you an update on the Amateur Retriever app, dog training app. The whole thing completely changed. And over the last 7 to 10 days, I have had to restructure the whole thing with a different app company. The other app company wasn't giving me the back end support I needed, and there was way too many bugs and glitches in it, and I just had to let that go and then come up with a different one. So we're going to talk about the new look for the Amateur Retriever Academy app and what it looks like, and it's currently in testing, so that's the good news. I do have my Android folks are up and running for 14 days, so they need to be testing that every single day, getting in there. They're giving me great feedback. I'm adding a few things to it, etc. And we're doing a lot of updates. And I've got my Apple people working on their end on it as well. And hopefully we'll get it out to you guys coming up here relatively soon. So I'm going to change to a desk view. So bear with me for a second. Move that. And there you go. This is the my tablet. So this is what it looks like on a tablet. But I'll give you some idea of what it looks like here as we get into so what did I do here? So hang on a sec. I want to make sure can you guys hear me? Because I lost my audio. Let me go back. I want to make sure. Okay, it's not going to go back. There. Okay. All right. So when I go this desk view, I lose the UV meter. So I just want to make sure you guys can still hear me while I'm doing this, but I think you can. So let me go back to desk view, move that. Okay, here we go. We're just going to go with it. So here's the Amateur Retriever Academy app, the way it is right now. So this is the dashboard that you see here in front of you. So it does look a little bit different than the other version, right? But there's a lot of interesting things to go in here. So right at the very top, you see a little orange plus sign. That's how you add a dog. Right now I've got 2 dogs. I got River and Radar. And you'll be able to, because I moved it to the tablet out from my phone, it didn't transfer the dog photo. So there'll be little pictures of dogs. If you take a picture of it, you can actually add it into their profile. But click on Radar, and here I have everything set up on his profile page. He's yellow, he's running master. What else? Training sessions. I have a couple of training sessions in here, and we'll come back to that. And I'm going to go back. So let's go to the top here and go to log session. So again, I got my 2 dogs, Radar and River. I can do a 1 to 5 stars. I can pick a location. So if I wanted to add my training grounds, etc., I can put that in here. How long did we train for? I can add that in right there. And then you'll have some toggle switches. So in here you'll have land, water, mixed, blind, singles, multiples, steadiness, drills. Did we do basic, intermediate, advanced? And then we can actually type in here what we want the session to be. So you can do it that way. If you want just a basic plan going forward, that's how you can definitely do that. Now, I just noticed on my phone that maybe you guys can't see that. Well, let's do it a different way. Let me go back to here. Oh, okay. So here you go. All right, can you see that? So I'm not going to be able to do this as cleanly as I want. I just kind of threw this together, so I apologize. This is not looking nearly as good as it should. In fact, I'm just probably going to call it a loss for tonight. There's only 2 of you on here anyway. So again, I'll try and have something a little more well organized. Let's see who we got here. Yes, can't see it. All right, that's what I figured. Sorry, guys. So on my laptop, I got something called Center View and a down view, so I can look at my keyboard and stuff. So that didn't work as well as I had hoped. I've been very, very hard at work on this app, and I've been 8 to 12 hours a day. I'm on top of my job. I'm in here fiddling with this app. And anyway, I've been putting a lot of time and energy in, and I haven't had a lot of time to put into the live stream, so I apologize for that. But it has changed. And again, this is kind of what it looks like when it comes out. It's got an incredibly vibrant map. Let me see if I could pull that up. It's going to pop me to my current location, and I'm just going to go to my fallback and take a look at my subdivision pond, which you can see there on the map. Yeah. Now on the very top, if I can juggle this, you can see got a save feature. Don't do that. Let's see, save feature. And then you got an undo, a delete, you got a wind direction, it's got a recenter feature. So let me just type a few things in here. So I'm just going to put L for line, we'll put M1 for mark 1, B for blind, blind 1, and it's going to draw it out for you. Okay, it's going to give you yardage distances. just like that. Now, that's a basic part of the app on the map part. But let's say you want to add a gun station. I'm going to do that and put a little yellow dot there. And then I'm going to put mark 2. And you can see there is a yellow dot. Oop. Tapped on the map. See the yellow dot, and it drew kind of an arc to that mark number 2. And that is, what, 119 yards. Now, the cool thing is I can move that yellow dot, and I moved it way off to the side. So that's draggable. So if you don't like where that's at on the map, you can actually move it. Not only can you move the yellow dot, I can also move the M2 marker. I just did there, and I moved it farther away. So these things are highly draggable and movable. The cool thing is you can save this. So I'm going to hit save. And when I do, it's going to come up with a lot of options. I've got this background thing on and it doesn't, let me see if I can turn that off. There. Turn that off. Okay. So now when I zoom in here, so I can rate this 1 to 5 stars. So let's just say I give it a 1. Maybe the dog had a really bad training session. So when I save the map, I'm not only going to be able to save the map, but I'm going to be able to save a log session on how it went. So you can see all the log stuff is there. Land, water, singles, multiples. I've got difficulty, none, basic, intermediate, advanced. And I can add a log session, so I don't have to do it twice. So when I'm making a map, I can make a map of what I set up for training, make that map, hit save on the map, and that's going to bring me to a save to training log. That in turn will let me not only save the map and tell you what the map and what the dog did on the map, but it's also going to give me the option to log the session. So I get to say in here, the dog had a good time, a great time, had a difficult time, whatever, and I can add all those minor fine details in here. Then I can hit save. And I've got a couple already saved in here. So you can see there's a 1-star, if you can see that on the bottom down there, there's a 1-star training session. You'll see that little brown button next to it. It says analyze. So I've got a difficult training session. The dog did not do very good, and I got an analyze button. Well, that's going to be your AI agent, Rex. If I click analyze, then I can say analyze all 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star training sessions. So say I have 20 1-star training sessions in there. On various things the dog did. It doesn't have to be exactly the same thing that the dog had difficult on. Maybe one day he had difficulties on blinds, wasn't sitting on a whistle, et cetera, et cetera. Then the next time I may have a 1-star on marks, et cetera, et cetera. So when I go to analyze, I can tell it, say, take a look at the last 20 1-star sessions. Take a look at all of them, analyze them, and tell me what are the comparisons? What are the things that you see the dog doing in these 1-star sessions that you may not recognize? But you have to be brutally honest when you log all this stuff into the app. But it's a way to kind of get a second opinion. Maybe you're doing something that's interfering with the dog, or maybe the dog just needs more of X, Y, and Z, and that'll tell you in there inside the app. So that in itself is an incredible, powerful tool. And you can just ask Rex general questions on training. It doesn't have to be through the map or analyzing your sessions. If you're out there training and you had a difficult time and maybe you just want to see what the AI says, and just click on Rex and say, hey, my dog isn't sitting on the whistle as cleanly as I want. How can I get a correction and get this resolved right here and there? And it'll tell you. So the guides, again, I noted this the last time, but you're going to have access to AKC Junior Senior Master, and then HRC started, seasoned, and finished. So when you click on those, let's just go to junior. It's going to come up with a junior playlist that I just got done creating, and you'll be able to have a full course right there inside the app. Actually, it'll take it to the YouTube channel, but that's fine too. But then it just requirements. It has requirements for junior, training tips for junior, key information for junior. So if you need more information, this is a great place to do it. Then there's the AKC rules PDF right there at the very bottom. And then you'll be able to click on that and you can download the PDF on your phone or on your tablet, but they're going to be right there. Just one click, boom, you'll have access to it. Same for the HRC. On the HRC side, you're going to have HRC rules and regulations in there, but you're also going to have the 3 stakes of started, seasoned, and finished. And you'll have access to what those are, what how to train for them, what's involved in them, what are some of the general rules and regulations, and some things you have to go through. And of course, the big one is just training core principles. This is where every retriever should be at, is in basics, intermediate, or advanced. And that's kind of set up in the same fashion. And that way you'll be able to get a step-by-step roadmap of the steps you have to go through in basic, the steps you have to go through in intermediate and advanced training, to give you kind of a blueprint to follow instead of just going out there randomly training, willy-nilly. So hopefully it gives you a way to keep track of your training, find out your weaknesses, your strengths, get a little AI expert in there to help you with that, have a map that you can actually create, manipulate, move things around, etc. There's going to be a lot of other cool things coming up with the map, but that won't be until after I launch the official app out onto the Play stores. So the troubleshooting guide is what I was talking about. You can have your 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and you can download a PDF of that. And when you download a PDF, not only you get a PDF of your training sessions, but also of the map too. It'll show you the marks and where the blinds were and the distances and all that. So it's going to be a very detailed way to do that. And the other thing in here is I have all dogs. So I got my 2 dogs in there, and I have a button in there called all dogs. So you can do all dogs. I'm not sure how many you'll do, but I know it'll do 2. What else? Training core. And then I got a really fantastic from my app tester today to add some dog health things in there. That's coming up, some tweaks on the map. God, he had like 5 things that were just gold, and I went in there and created them, but it's not in the update yet, and it will be pretty soon. Anyway, that's coming out here probably in the next month or so. So I apologize. This is kind of a goofy-ass live stream here for tonight, but I got a few of you on here. But coming up on Sunday, I haven't edited it yet. I've shot it, but we're going to wrap up the junior series on the courses. And we're going to talk about delivery to hand and how to get better delivery to hand, because that's a big topic in the junior and young dogs, and just either want to parade around with it, they want to drop it early. They don't lack the discipline at the junior level. Okay, so I'll leave it up to Q&A here. But again, the next video that drops on Sunday will be the final video on the junior series, and then we'll probably just get back into some general videos for the channel. So I'm open to any Q&A that you guys have. I got 4 or 5 of you on here. Are any of you guys are on here tonight? Any of my testers? If you are, give me a thumbs up or give me a chat there in the chat window, because I have it out to my testers at the moment, and they are using it every day. I can see that in the database. This is going to be an app that has a monthly subscription, and I've had this question come up a couple of times. Why is it a monthly subscription? So let me break that down for you. So with an app like this, it's not free for me. I have to pay monthly subscription fees, to the app provider that I'm building this through. That's one. I have two databases. One database keeps track of everyone's login credentials. So if you forget your password, you click on forget password, it's going to send you an email. It's going to give you a unique identifier. So I can't tell who's in there, but you'll keep track of your login, some basic login functions, and then the other database takes care of everything else, all your dog profiles, anything you put in there on a log session. So that's going to be a more robust database that I have no access to, but the more that goes in there, the higher the fees are that I have to pay on a monthly basis. Next, you'll have fees for the AI agent. I got to pay a fee for that. Each app store takes 20% right off the top. And then I have to pay taxes on that. So, out of the monthly subscription rate, I'm probably making $1. I'm not exaggerating, probably just $1 off of each subscription. I could charge a one-time fee, but then I got to pay all these monthly subscription fees on top of that one time. But so I decided just to go the route of charging a subscription. So it's going to be download for free. It's not going to charge you a dime to download it. You're going to get the option of doing a 7-day free trial. Check it out for 7 days. You like it, don't like it. You'll have options to start a subscription or cancel a subscription anytime you want. But for my app testers, because they're in there testing the app and they're giving me great feedback and telling me where the bugs are, what some of the features they would like to see in it, helping this app become a little more user-friendly and not just what I want in it, but other people have other ideas what they want in it as well. They're going to have access to it for free for life. And I've already gone in the database and made them VIPs so they don't have to pay anything to be an app tester. Now, before you notify me that you want to be an app tester, I've got my limit of Android testers. So the door's closed there. So on the Google side, they require at least 12, but preferably up to 20 testers. And they got to test it out for up to 14 days, up to 2 to 3 weeks. And Google Analytics will see what they're doing, analyze what they're doing, analyze the feedback that they put into the App Store, and then they'll make a determination if they want this on their App Store or not. And then on the other side is Apple. Apple does not have those kind of restrictions. However, it's a lot harder to get it into the App Store, but Apple just has to review it for a couple of days, and they'll determine if it's a viable product that they want on their App Store. And I'm starting that process right now. So two completely different entities that have hugely vast differences in how they do things and et cetera. So I'm trying to get the Google App Store to talk to my database. I'm trying to get the Apple App Store to talk to my database, then talk to my app provider for the code. And oh my God, I learned more about Git code than I've ever dreamt I could ever learn about it, but I took a crash course in it, and a lot of time and energy and effort has gone into it. But so my goal is not really to get rich off it, because it's certainly not one of those things I want to get rich off it, because be honest with you, this is a niche market. This is geared towards primarily amateurs that have no training group, and they're trained by themselves and they have no other resource, but either it's up by YouTube or, find it online, etc. But I want to give you a resource while you're out training in the field. And I've got a couple of professionals that are using the app right now as well. I'm going to love their feedback, and maybe I can make it a little more app friendly for them as well. But the goal here is to help my amateur friends try and give them a resource and a tool and a way to log these informations, to keep track of their training sessions, and I'll just basically give them a way to be better dog trainers. And that is my goal with this whole thing. And that's what the goal of this channel is too. So anyway, if you have any questions on it, yeah, and I hope to, my goal is to help you save money. So that's the first and foremost. I've got some other hair brain ideas that if I can make it work, it's really, really going to make this an interesting app for everyone to use. So when you guys type in a message at the very bottom, I can't read the very right-hand side of it because I got this little heart symbol there. So I can see either a problem or something, this to send updates to clients. I can't read what that says. Oh, pro. Okay, I can see a pro using this to send update. Yeah, well, I can too. That's not a bad idea. See there, that's a great point. That's a really good point. May have to think about that and make that more friendly to do so. It would be kind of cool if if a pro could quickly just make a map and then all the dogs he has on his truck, each one comes out, just hit a few buttons, say how the dog did. And I wonder if I could get it to send an email directly so they can get an email every day. That would be really cool. I think that'd be a really cool feature. If a pro can send an email out saying, this is what we worked on, this is what it looked like, these are the things we did, here's how your dog did. You may save them a phone call or have their assistant next to them typing that in there. But it'd be one of those things I could see them not wanting to fuss with their phone all the time. So it'd have to be real quick and easy to do that. But yeah, if you have any other ideas like that, let me know. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on that. But make it more pro-friendly is fine too. Okay, guys. So again, I apologize. This was not the live stream I was hoping for. I'm going through the final phase of this app, and it's bugging the hell out of me. So in order to get the final push to get it into the App Store, especially on the Apple side, you have to have what's called a paywall. So when the app user downloads it and then they log in, then this paywall hits them in the face. So it says, welcome, blah, 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 blah. Click this button for a 7-day free trial. And then it takes you into the app. Well, I got it to work for the Apple side, but I couldn't get it to work for the Android side. And I've been fighting code and getting what are called JSONs and putting that into the app and get it up and running. And it's been driving me crazy, but just about there. Yeah. So, right now, you can put data into the app. You can log as many sessions as you want. Then you can save it as a PDF. You want to do it a week from now, a month from now, and it'll spit out a PDF for you that you can save on your phone and then email it to you and then print it out, whatever. And I'm working on that process as well. But that is one of the things that, when I do a lot of training and I take my 2 dogs out and they're both a little bit different. I'm training mostly on the same things, but they are handled a little bit differently in training. Then I go back and it's like, God, what did I do a month ago? What do I need to come back and look at? I could write it in a book, but it would be nice to have something visual. I'm kind of a visual guy, and I love the idea of being able to create a map and having that available to me. Not only can I create and save that map, it'll save it in the database. So I can come back and say, what was the last time I did an inline triple? Pull that up and then click on the button, and it'll take me directly to where I ran the last inline triple, and it'll put the marks out, the dotted lines, the yardages, the whole thing, and I can revisit that. So if you want to set up a drill, say a wagon wheel or maybe a land tune-up drill type thing, you could draw that out and come back to it and say you want to come back to it a year from now and say, well, I did a land tune-up drill. I can't remember exactly where I was at, and it's going to bring you right back to the spot where you were at. Yeah. Okay, guys. Any other comments, questions about the app or dog training in general? So I don't know if anybody here is planning on going to the Master Amateur Invitational. It does close on the 27th of April, so that is next, what, Monday? So we're about 6 or 7 days out from the closing, and you got to get your entries in now before you miss out. I think the last time I saw it, it was like 150 some dogs were entered into the national so far. Okay, I think I've rambled on enough. I don't see any more questions in here. There's only about 3 or 4 of you in here. So for my app testers out there, if you're on here watching, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your feedback. And you find a bug, you find a feature that you want to add something extra to it. Like I just got one comment tonight on the map that I don't have on there, is they want to be able to mark on the map which one of those was the walk-up. So I'm going to create a new marker for the map that has a WU walk-up and add that feature to the map as well. Okay, I want to get back to trying to figure out this final Google issue that I have for the Android folks about the paywall. And I had to create a few files, and I'm trying to get that to work. And I got some bugs I need to work out of that to get that up and running. So again, thank you guys. I'm going to call it a night here. Sorry for the weird glitch when I first got on here. And I literally started it, and it got to about a minute into the countdown, and then my internet flickered. And it's like, did it go off? And sure enough, it went off, and I tried to get back on. And it took a little while to get back on. So I apologize for that. All right, guys, I'll see you next Thursday. Hopefully I'll be a little more organized, and maybe I'll have a better way to present the app. Maybe I'll have to pre-record something, but anyway, we'll do something next Thursday. Thanks for your time tonight. Appreciate it. It's going to snow here, so I got nothing but time to sit here and fiddle with my app.